Hello and welcome to a special program on NewsX brought to you by OneXpert. We've got some exciting news from the ODI World Cup 2023. Today, it's the 26th match. We're witnessing a thrilling encounter between South Africa and Pakistan at the iconic Chepauk grounds in Chennai. Pakistan had the fortune of winning the toss and opted to take the first strike. They managed to post a score of around 214 runs for the loss of 5 wickets after the 38 overs play. Well, that was 38 overs. We'll get the latest update in a while. At the crease right now, we had Saud Shakil and Shadab Khan, who have put together a solid partnership, both reaching the half centuries. However, talented Babar Azam was caught behind after making a significant contribution with his 50. Tabraiz Shamsi, the latest update from Tabraiz Shamsi is 10 overs, 60 runs and 4 wickets. Well, Tasneem, what do we have the latest in the score right now? Because it seems to be an exciting game. And then we'll go on to Mr. Rajkumar Sharma.
Good evening to you all. Definitely, I spoke about South Africa needing to finish, and I think they've done a lot better. They've currently just taken the last wicket, and that's Pakistan is all out for 270 with about 3.2 overs still left behind for them to bat.
Well, that's an interesting thing. 270 in the 46th over. If Mr. Rajkumar Sharma is here, maybe we can ask him how unpardonable it is to not play the 50-over ODI in a World Cup match where you're fighting for your survival. Well, you must realize that Pakistan is fighting to claw back into the top 4, which they were in the first 3 games. But on the 6th game, I think it's a tough task. Mr. Rajkumar Sharma, if you can hear us. All right. Tasneem, I'm going to come to you. Take us through the day, the first power play and the middle overs.
Yeah, definitely. I think getting off to not the greatest start, losing 1 too many wickets for Pakistan up front. They were 58 for the loss of 2 in the first power play. That's their first 10 overs. They lost the pool of wickets as well at 4.3 as well as 6.3. So that tells you, again, they had a small cluster of wickets up front in the power play. But all props go down to Mohammad Rizwan and Baba for trying to restabilize and build the innings. They shared a partnership of 48 runs off just 56 balls. Again, Baba Azam managing to convert and get that 50. But for me, sometimes, especially with the way teams are playing right now, it's just not enough. You get a 50, you need a restart, and you need to get 100 because that's been the tempo of the World Cup so far. But definitely well batted to him as well. Top of the order, he was well supported by Mohammad Rizwan, who managed to score 31. Going to the middle overs, they managed to score 167 runs for the loss of 4 wickets. Again, 1 too many wickets for them to ensure that they had one of their top guys pushing through to the last 10 overs. Sorry. Notable partnerships as well, again, in the middle overs. They had a big partnership from Saud Shakil and Shadab Khan that was worth 84 runs off just 71 balls. I think this is where Pakistan more or less managed to pull the game back. We spoke about South Africa's death bowling this morning. We said that they need something special to happen to them. Between the period of around 30 overs, round about to 50 overs. And I think they didn't exactly manage to execute that plan. They went for 77 runs between the 10 overs of 30 to 40 overs. And they just managed to pull it back for me in the last 10 overs. Pakistan not really getting much of a chance to score. Of course, we've seen them use the short ball. We've seen Coetzee come out and hit it hard into the deck. We do know that there is something on offer for the seamers. It is hitting the deck and coming faster up to the batters. And
Tasneem,
I think they managed to use that today.
One thing very clear here, that the partnership between Saud Shakil and Babar Azam seemed to be the last big partnership that Pakistan had for this World Cup. And now we know that they don't bat deep. So therefore, they take their problems and the difficult bowlers towards the end of the game. And now we know why their average is better, because they don't lose out wickets. But here, if you see the collapse happening between the 5th and the 6th wicket, which is the 5th wicket was at 141 and the 6th was at 225. And suddenly there was a big collapse. Would you subscribe to the theory that these guys, Pakistan doesn't have a long tail?
Yeah, definitely. Once they lost Shadab Khan, who went for 43, things just weren't working. We've seen Mohamed Nawaz try and stick around a bit, but it wasn't working for him. Shaheen Shah Afridi, 2 runs. Mohamed Wasim, 7 runs. Harris Rowe, nothing as well off the bat for him. I think this goes to say, how we spoke about teams with a deep batting order, and even if you don't have a deep batting order, you need your number 6, your number 7 to take the responsibility to stick around and watch what happens. Great bowling today for me from Shamsi. He took 4 wickets in his 10 overs, and I think he came out. It was a great ploy for me from South Africa to bowl him for as long as possible, because you do know that guys are looking to hit the ball later on, but hitting the ball against a spinner that's not entirely giving you the length
Is
you
it
want.
is it right to say, Tasneem, is it right to say that South Africa is a kind of a team that doesn't care about their bowlers because the bowlers are going to go for runs anyways, which is around, even if they go at 6 and over, they're around 300, and they know that the deficit or whatever the score is put, the batters can come in and just tong the ball all across the park. Is that what their strategy is?
I wouldn't say exactly. No one plans for your bowlers to go out there and get hit, but they don't entirely mind as long as they are still consistently taking wickets. You look at guys for Marco Jansen, for me, he's been brilliant today. He's got 3 wickets for 43 runs. He's bowled 1 maiden over as well. His economy is just 4.77. And I believe that South Africa has the ploy in mind that as a spin bowler, it's your job to dry up runs. But if you're not drying up runs and you're getting hit, at least be taking wickets. And that's something for me today that I definitely believe Shamsi came out and he did quite well. If you're not on the winning end of the economy, at least be on the winning end of taking wickets.
Well, Babar Azam was amongst runs today, if not big, but at least he got his half century, the third in the World Cup. Your views on that?
Yes, definitely. It's good to see Baba back in form. I think it's something that Pakistan needs, as well as he's one of those players in the team that the moment he gets going, you can just see the team confidence actually shift. You can see a lot of guys feel more confident to play their innings.
Well, if you see Babar Azam's record against South Africa since the World Cup in 2019, he scored 69, 103, 31, 94 and 50, which seems to be that he knows how to negotiate the pace and the bounce of South African bowlers.
Yeah, definitely. Baba's done well for me today. If you look at his runs, he scored 50 off just 65 balls. He's only got 4 fours and 1 6. That will tell you that he did more than well for me in terms of rotation strike.
Absolutely.
Baba Azam is one of those guys that knows how to change the conversion of pressure back onto the bowlers by just simply rotating strike.
Well, one interesting thing that Rashid Latif mentioned in our fan question in a couple of days ago, he was very categorical that this is the game and Pakistan doesn't play the innovative shots. Therefore, they are selfish batters. Would you subscribe to it? Because they go in for the scores, but somehow it doesn't help the team. Scoring is at one stage, but at the same time, you've got to ensure that the team wins. Here, unfortunately, the big individual scores don't translate into the team wins. Would you subscribe to that theory, especially for Pakistan?
Yeah, it's a hard one for me personally, because I believe if you're out there, it's the team plan first, and then personal plans thereafter. So if a guy scores a 50, it's not just his 50, but it's contributed as well to the team total. But it's how you go about scoring the 50. You don't want to be out there scoring, facing too many dot balls, because that does entail put pressure on your tail end batsman as well for me. But I think today they haven't entirely been as selfish as much to say, you got a lot of guys bouncing around the 80 mark strike rate as well as the 100 mark as well. So for me, I'd say they came out looking a lot better than they have in their past games so far this World Cup.
Well, absolutely. Do you think this is the end of the road for Pakistan after this match? Because the top 3 teams are only getting stronger by each match, and we're just halfway through our matches in the tournament. Your views?
Yeah, I think, they have to give it everything they got when they come out to have a bowl, because losing this game inevitably does mean that it is the end of the road for them. So I definitely think they got to come at it throwing everything they've got. We've seen that there is something out there on offer for the seam bowlers They do have Shaheen Shah Afridi as well in the squad. That hasn't, we've seen him take 4 wickets in the last game, but I think obviously they might have come a bit too late as well in the death overs. But it's great to see him, be back in rhythm, be back in form, and I think there's something out there for him today.
Well, interestingly, we didn't have a great contribution by the batters at the top, but the bowlers may come to the party, especially Wasim, Afridi, Nawaz and Shadab. Who do you think needs to lead from the front, especially when it comes to the bowling, because they need to get their points today anyhow?
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be a case of them needing to grind, them needing to show a bit of character and grit as well for me out there. Like you said, Wasim as well is a great bowler. I believe he has the ability to swing the ball both ways, and it's just for me more about the line and length you're working with. A bowling good length to Quinton de Kock is not a bowling good length to Temba Bavuma, because something back of a length to Temba Bavuma based on his height is good enough. It's good enough to be short for him to pull, and he has the time to get back to it, as opposed to a ball that's looking back of a length to Quinton de Kock is something he'd play off his hip. So I think it's something that they really need to be cautious of today. Yes, it's good to consistently group your balls, but it as well as depends on who the batsman is on the other end.
Well, that was Tasneem Granger, who played for Zimbabwe for last 15 years. She's still continuing with it, and she's still with us in the studio talking about the updated matches, match reports and the statistics. Well, that's all we had time for. Keep watching NewsX.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.